Ridgewood, been here all my life,
right.
and I am a poet, multidisciplinary artist, and a witch. So the works that you're going to hear today kind of work in that area. The first one I'm going to read for you is called Elegy for a Self-Made God, and it was written while I was manic, so there's that. Oh yeah, she mentioned I am mentally disabled. So let's get to it. All right. I wake wearing a crown, forged from the ribs of constellations, a crooked diadem humming with electricity stolen from storms. It presses into my skull like a secret that wants to hatch. The night opens, not like a door, but like an eye, and its pupil dilates around me. Everything sharpens, everything gleams. I become the lighthouse, the lightning, the shipwreck, and the sea. A fever-winged choir begins its sermon in the back of my brain. Ascend, ascend, ascend! Their hymns fill my bones with the taste of celestial sugar, like I've swallowed comets or licked the edge of creation and found it sweet. The world bends to my pulse. Streets stretch long as cathedral aisles. Moonlight drips like molten glass. Shadows bow as I pass, as though I'm something anointed, dangerous, holy. My thoughts sprint. No, they gallop. No, they ignite. Hooves striking sparks in labyrinth corridors that never existed yesterday. Ideas bloom like carnivorous roses, their petals gnawing at the dark. I am taller than my body, a skyscraper wearing human skin. Invincible. Or something close enough to touch. I breathe and galaxies rearrange. I blink and the horizon cracks open like an egg full of light. This high is the ladder leading into the mouth of the void. I climb anyway, fingers bleeding gold, laughing the laughter of someone who has outrun gravity and forgotten to fear the fall. But the air thins the higher I rise. The stars whisper warnings with their cold ancient tongues. I pretend not to hear them. I am too buoyant, too bright, too loud to belong to silence. Still, somewhere far below, far beneath the pulse drum thunder in my skull, a quieter truth paces in circles. The sky is an animal that devours what worships it far too long. But for now, I ride it, this monster of light, this fevered kingdom, this cathedral built from my own overclocked heartbeat. For now, I am the unquiet star, burning too fast, too fiercely, a flare hurtled into the dark by a trembling universe that doesn't know whether it loves me or fears the way I shine. Thank you.
Yeah!
Woo! Okay, so content warning. This next one, I don't know how religious this crowd is, but it might piss somebody off.
Yeah.
If it pisses you off enough to the point that it makes you a little horny, you should follow me on Instagram. This one is called Frequency, Not a Man. God is not a man. He never was. He does not sit, bearded, white-knuckled, on a throne upholstered with obedience. He does not have a gender, a face, or voting record. He does not need your permission to exist. God is a frequency, a vibration humming behind the teeth of storms, a pitch so old it predates language, so sharp it splits light into prayer. You tried to nail him down once, wood through wrist, iron through myth, and still he slipped between the cracks like radio static, like a scream encoded into cosmic dust. You call him Father because you're afraid of mothers. You call him Lord because hierarchy makes chaos digestible. You call him He because you cannot kneel before anything that does not resemble your own reflection. But God does not have a penis. God does not ejaculate commandments. God does not rule kingdoms or bless bombs. God pulses. God oscillates. God interferes. He, no. It, no. They, no. That. Moves through synapses like supernovas alike, tuning forks struck by grief, by ecstasy, by rot. Every prayer you whisper is just you adjusting the dial. Every hymn you sing is feedback. Your churches are poorly insulated rooms where you mistake echoes for revelation. Your pastor sells noise and calls it truth. Your scriptures are bootlegs, remixes of older songs you burnt at the stake because they were sung by women, witches, queers, the unbaptized wild. You murdered God the moment you tried to cage him inside a book. You embalmed him in doctrine, dressed him in Roman robes, and called the corpse holy. But frequencies don't die. They only distort. God lives in the migraine before prophecy, and the tremor before orgasm, in the way grief rings after the body leaves. God lives in the static between stations, and the low hum under the scream. God is the reason mushrooms speak, why snakes shed skins, why stars collapse and are reborn without asking if it's allowed. God does not condemn. Condemnation is a human kink. God does not forgive. Forgiveness implies guilt. And guilt is the leash invented by priests who feared what would happen if people realized they were already divine. Sin is not real, only dissonance. You fear chaos because chaos remembers you, before shame, before law, before you learn to hate your own body for making sound. The devil you warn us about is just resonance you cannot control. Hell is not fire. It is silence imposed by force. Your Christ screamed, "Why have you forsaken me?" Because even he could feel the signal drop under the weight of empire. And still, you missed the message. God is not watching you. God is moving through you. Every cell a speaker. Every nerve a wire. Every heartbeat a drum. Trying to sync with something vast and unspeakable. And when you die, there's no throne, no courtroom, no masculine voice tallying sins like debts. There's only release. Your body dissolving into waveform, your name unspooling into light, your fear finally losing its grip on the volume knob. God is not a man. God is not your father. God is not yours. God is a frequency, and you have been vibrating with him this entire time. Thank you.
Yeah. Woo!